Is it important to keep acquisitions at a certain valuation in the beginning, not too big, 100%? Yes, in terms of size of business, I mean, look, if you can go out there and find a business doing, I don't care, hundreds of millions a year, and you can get it done, right? I don't want to be the one to stop you. Uh, but it's just going to be more challenging to do those deals, period, because the bigger the deal, the more competition you're going to have from larger private equity institutions and public companies. When you look at businesses doing usually above 1-2 million in EBITDA, that's the range of, again, private equity firms and public companies don't want to buy those companies. And when you talk to smaller companies, you have less competition. Usually you also need less equity, right? So the question is just what you want to play with. And just, it's kind of like, can you go and play with the, I don't know what a good metaphor for that. Like, you can go and play with the NBA right away, but I mean, are you ready for that? Or it's going to take you 10 years before you have one basket in? So that's kind of like the question. And I think it's always great just to get started as soon as possible versus waiting, right? I mean, you will learn so much just by doing your first deal that you'll be like, okay, like at least now I understand the process. I have a business that's operating in a sector that ideally I want to be part of for the next few years. I'm learning about the sector. I'm getting to know the people in the industry, if it's suppliers, bankers, customers. So I think it's, especially if you see yourself being part of an industry for the next 5-10 years of one industry, kind of like what I talked about in the challenge of consolidating an industry, then I think it's always great to just get started as soon as possible. And obviously you're just going to have less competition if you're going to go for smaller businesses. Because usually, like the example I gave in the beginning, and let's say you're buying a business. So let's say you're using some kind of a bank loan and you're getting up to 90% of the deal, right? And then you can raise $200,000, $300,000 of equity. Guess what? That's a pretty substantial deal, So I would start there just because I know that I'm confident that I can help you. But with larger deals, like if you'll tell me, hey, Moran, I want to do this deal, this business doing 50 million a year, and I need to bring in 6 million in equity, I'll tell you, dude, go and do that. But remember, it's just going to be more challenging. You just need to talk to more potential, financial partners that will need to be involved with you. And because it's a bigger deal, you probably need to bring in more sophisticated investors who will have more demand of what they want from you. And you'll just need to deal with more dilution usually. Right. So each and every one of you will just need to make a decision kind of just based on where they at in the process and what is kind of like their specific goal. Right. And again, guys, remember, if you buy in a business doing 1 million EBITDA using 200, 300,000 in equity, that shouldn't be that difficult to raise if you're like super committed to that, especially if you work with us. I mean, 1 million in EBITDA, if you can grow it a little bit, optimize it a little bit, that's a business that you can sell very fast for 3, 4, 5 million, right? If you want to sell it, which is a very nice chunk of money in your bank account, especially if you if you're bringing in your account, especially for those of you US people, with the old capital gain rules, but we'll see what's going on, what's going to happen with that. Or for those of you outside the US, you just kind of like did what I did, which kind of like leave your country and have a residency in different countries, more tax beneficial countries. Let's just say that.